In a previous video, I have told you a few things about ICOs, and you probably know that more than half of them have been scams or infeasible projects. Because the entire crypto community is aware of that, there came a new concept, STO or Security Token Offering. In this video, we shall analyze this concept and how it is different from an ICO. My name is Christina, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I invite you to see a relatively new concept in the crypto market, STO or Security Token Offering. In order to correctly understand what an STO is, we have to understand the difference between a utility and a security token. Utility tokens are those cryptocurrencies that promise to be useful in a good or service. Their purpose is not the investment, but the real use. A concrete example is an IKEA card. You purchase it in order to offer access to some products. You don't expect any gains or interest payments from it. Security tokens, on the other hand, are those digital assets that represent a tradable financial asset, very similar to the shares in a company. These are a sort of investment. They can offer dividends, percentage from the company's profits, or some sort of interest payment. So, long story short, utility tokens are the promise of a product or service, while security tokens are the promise of a profit. Most of the ICOs have been promoted as utility tokens. In order to initiate such a project, you needed a nice idea, a website, and a software. There was no regulations. The founders didn't offer any sort of guarantee, shares, or profits from the company. The guarantees were those tokens that were promising to be useful at a certain moment in time. This has created, on one hand, a lack of responsibility in the founders, and a great ease in creating fictional projects on the other hand. This entire context has generated a lot of complaints from the community. Companies like Google and Facebook have forbidden the promotion of the ICOs on their platforms. Also, the authorities have become more interested in the subject, and they try to find ways to evaluate the tokens and the companies behind them. The main question arose whether these cryptocurrencies can be considered securities, and if the company behind them complied with the legal regulations for selling such cryptocurrencies. In the USA, there is a simple test, the Howey test, that can evaluate if something is a security. According to the official statement, the test says that a transaction can be considered an investment if a person invests money in a common enterprise and is led to expect profits solely from the efforts of a promoter or a third party. Put in a different way, this test evaluates the answer to 4 questions. Is it a money investment? Have the money been invested in a common company? Are there expected gains, expected profits? Are the profits related to the efforts done by someone that is not the investor? Or, in other words, is there someone different from the investor that has the responsibility to develop the project? Let's analyze the answers to this question from the ICOs and cryptocurrencies perspective. Well, for the first 2 questions, I believe the answer is a simple yes. The answer to the third question is at least interesting. The company were making a promise of a good or service, but people were buying a certain token in order to sell it later for a higher price. So the answer to this question is both yes and no. Regarding the fourth question, the theoretical answer is yes, at least in the ICO's case. The business of the investor is over once he sends money and gets the tokens in return. Despite this fact, if we think about Ethereum and Bitcoin, the answer is not precisely yes. There is no person or entity to take decisions regarding the future of these projects. As with the majority of all other digital assets, this is more like a collective effort. So when the authorities started to control the companies that were launching ICOs, they made the following remark. Most of the companies have registered utility tokens, but they were actually selling security tokens. Why is that? Well, at least in the USA, the regulations regarding securities are a little complicated. For the utility tokens, there is no such a thing. So it is quite obvious why many companies have chosen to register a security token. As the authorities entered the market, the ICO frenzy went down. Many companies were shut down and some of the founders went to jail. But the cryptocurrency market has to move forward. So there appeared a new model of initial offering, STOs or Security Token Offering. This is a regulated procedure, although it's not as strict as the procedure for the IPOs. The main purpose is to avoid money laundering and to respect the concept of security. So, there are a few rules in order to launch an STO. No security token, all participants are considered investors, and the company behind the project has to respect one of the three following regulations. Regulation D says that the raised money has to come from an accredited investor. An accredited investor is anyone that has a minimum annual income of $200,000 for the last 2 years, or an estimated fortune of at least $1 million. This way a company can raise an unlimited amount of money. The CF or crowdfunding regulation. Anyone can invest in such a project, but the maximum is $1 million per year. More than that, the security tokens from such a project cannot be sold in less than 1 year. The third regulation is the A+ regulation. It requires that the project has SEC certification. If the project is approved, anyone can participate and the limit is $50 million. The assets can be sold whenever, but take into consideration that the SEC certification is quite hard to obtain. Okay, let's summarize the information regarding STOs in a series of advantages and disadvantages. As main advantages of the STOs, well, they reduce scams, they are traded on trusted exchanges, and are trusted and accessible to most of the investors. On the other hand, disadvantages come with the regulations they have to accomplish. Projects that respect Regulation D are not open for everyone. The ones that respect the CF regulation have the tokens blocked for 1 year, and SEC certifications are quite hard and expensive to get. So, an STO is an initial coin offering in a responsible and regulated manner, but the constraints are quite big. So people have found another solution, an alternative, something between ICOs and STOs, IEOs. What about this concept we are going to talk next week. I really hope you made an idea about what an STO is and how the crypto market has changed in order to avoid scams and become a little more trusted. If you have enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up so I know you liked it, subscribe to my channel and share the video across social media platforms so many people find out clear information about the crypto market. My name is Christina, thank you for watching.